Thank you very much. There is an article today, if members get time, which I think we'll have a bit this afternoon, to read the paper, the Sunday paper for the Anchorage Daily News. My constituent, Shannon Moore, she has a radio show and a TV show in Anchorage. She is a lifelong Alaskan and a very outspoken one. She disagrees and agrees with many people here on the floor. She is an Alaskan, strong woman nonetheless, and a constituent of mine. And I would just like to draw attention to the article that she put bravely in the paper about her experience going through the Reagan International Airport and her experience with TSA. Members can read it, but in brief synopsis, she was selected randomly to go through the full body scanner, which, as we know and have had discussions in this body and the other body, produces an image of both women and men that shows us essentially naked. And she decided that she did not want to be subjected to that. It's important to point out that Shannon had not been subjected to a regular scanner in which she had metal go off or anything like that. She was just subjected to a random search. And so she declined. And it was at that moment that she was barked at by one of the lead agents, who called her out and said that you're going to have a pat down. And it was a very uncomfortable experience for her. She goes into a description of it. It reduced her to tears, which, if any of you who know Shannon, you would know that that takes a lot to reduce a woman like that to tears. They then got uncomfortable about the fact that she felt that way and put her behind a closed curtain. Two women with gloves were, in her bra and so forth. Very uncomfortable. She was sobbing and extremely humiliated. And what I wanted to do, just again, on behalf of my constituent who does not have a voice here on this floor, is remind us as we go into the interim that all of us here in this body have signed a letter, along with members in the other body, asking that the Department of Transportation please come to Alaska to hold hearings on behalf of Representative Sista and others to talk with us about how we move forward. We recognize that we do have a security issue that we need to think about. I do think it's ironic, as I was thinking about this article today, that some of the terrorists that do come to our country to prey on us are the very people that say Western ideology leads to, I guess I would say, different values for women, and yet now women are being forced to walk through scanners that essentially render us in a photo looking nude. And that's how I would put it very plainly. That's how it feels for many women, and I know many men. We have to have a better way, Mr. President. The other part about it that's important is that radiation levels from these new scanners are 10 times higher than expected. Members of Congress and members of Senate have asked for audits. Those audits have come back and have shown from the maintenance records, there are 247 machines nationally at 38 airports. I'm happy to report there is not one here in Alaska at any of our international airports, but in all of them, the radiation levels are higher. And so for people who are in their reproductive years, in particular, I have tremendous concerns, particularly for females whose eggs we are born with them at one point in our life. They remain with us forever and are then dispensed at that time of conception. And so I have concerns about birth defects and all kinds of things. And I think that it's important for us, as we continue to think about safety, to really think about human rights and health. And I applaud Shannon. I want to say thank you for her bravery, for coming forward with this article, and remind us that it's important as we go into the interim not to forget about this issue on behalf of Alaskans.
Thank you, Senator McGuire.